Hey, what's up everybody? Bro Trio here, and we have a pretty special list for you this time. It's Mario Day, and we were trying to think of really good bosses, so we decided we're just going to do the most fun Mario bosses, excluding Bowser fights.
Yeah, no Bowsers.
That's a whole other list.
Yeah.
We've already done our top 10 Ganons. We did the same thing with the Zelda series, where we did Zelda bosses and then Ganons, so obviously we're going to do the same thing with Bowser. He's like the best character in Mario.
To start things off, we're going to go back to one of my favorite games of the franchise, Mario 2 or Mario USA in Japan.
Yeah, fun fact. In Japan, it's Donkey Donkey Japan. Nobody knows that.
Yeah, nobody ever knows that. But one of the coolest and most interesting bosses that just doesn't show up anywhere else is Triclide. It's a cool, weird, three-headed snake that breathes fire all over the place. You have to dodge the fire, jump up on the platforms, throw the mushroom blocks at him. It's great. And then you fight him again a second time, and he's on like an isolated platform, so you can't get right next to him, so you have to distance throw. And it's just a really interesting, like, platform boss with all the dodging and throwing and hoping you don't get burned by the Snake Man.
We're going 3D with the next entry with Mario Galaxy 2's Rolladillo. Now, it's a Mario boss. Most of those are pretty simple. This guy's the same. But you're both armadillos in this one, and that's what makes it fun. You're on a little planetoid, as Mario Galaxy loves to do. Rolladillo, he's rolling around at you, and you have to get the rock power up. Wait till he's done rolling, then you're rolling, and you roll into his butt, and you hurt him that way, and then he gets mad and gets faster and faster, and etc. But you have to do that a few times, and then it's over. It's a simple, fun, really cool boss, and I really like his design a whole lot.
Yoshi's Island brought us some really interesting boss fights, and one of our favorites is Raphael Raven. Like Scotty said, similar to Mario Galaxy, it's on a little planetoid, just like a little moon or something, but
before the jump to 3D, so it's the same concept as the planetoids, but 2D, which kind of removing a dimension adds a whole other layer of challenge to it.
Oh yeah, and then you're fighting this giant bird on the moon, and it slams down, sends some sparks around, you have to dodge those, and then the way you fight it is hilarious because there's these pegs on the ground, and you have to slam them, shove it up through the other end, and poke him in the butt. And you do that 3 times, and he falls off and explodes or something. I don't remember, but
yeah, he falls off the moon and presumably dies from getting poked.
Oh, he turns into a constellation.
Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does turn into a constellation. He gets like the Greek god victory screen.
Yeah, he's in like Greek heaven or whatever.
Yeah, he got to go to Valhalla because he died in battle.
Greek Valhalla. And it's one of the few boss fights I can think of that you defeat the character with sodomy.
Man, so far, no Bowser is leading to some deep cuts, and we're sticking with that trend, going back to the SNES with Super Mario World's boss / mini-boss. I don't know what you would classify Reznor as.
He's at the end of some of the castles.
But he's a group of Triceratops on a Ferris wheel.
I assume they're a hive mind, and that's why they have the same name.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a species, or if they're all one being, or one consciousness, or probably just a species, to be honest. Yeah. But they're on a Ferris wheel, and you're on the ground, and they can spit fire, and then the ground starts leaving. So then you have to get on the Ferris wheel and deal with them, and it's not a hard boss, it's just cool. And in a way that Super Mario World does, like, it makes you rethink how you have to do things, because the ground's leaving, you gotta act fast. What do? You topple a Triceratops, and then you can take his platform to topple the other Triceratopses. Topsy-eye?
I'm sure it's not Topsy-eye.
It's definitely that one. This one is probably up there on our list as one of the more challenging ones, as you'll see once we get through the rest of the list. Like, there was another one that you could contest, but the Robo Brutal mech fight in Super Mario Odyssey was pretty challenging. You're on the moon, it's all these rabbits, and then they're just like, psych, we're not rabbits anymore. We have a wooden mech that you have to turn into a woodpecker to defeat. And
yeah, I want to clarify too. I mean, it's pretty challenging for a Mario fight.
Yeah,
on
the moon, like in the dark side of the moon, that shit was hard.
Yeah, that one gets pretty hard because it's a multi-stage boss fight also.
Yeah, and you also get the added bonus of like 3D Mario's typically add in like extra challenge mode. Like there's dark side of the moon and the what are they called? The comets, like the danger comets.
Danger comets or whatever.
But the Robo Brutal fight is an interesting one because this mech is just doing all sorts of crazy things. Like it's transforming, so it's not always just like one lane up it. Like it's transforming, so sometimes you can go up its arm, sometimes up its leg. And the I guess they're Brutals in the robot are just in different locations. So you got to go up the leg to bust the girl one, and then you go up the head to bust the boy one. And it's just interesting that these bosses that were throwing hats and throwing up all over the place and everything are now channeling Voltron and coming at you with a wooden mech.
For this one, originally we almost went with King Caliente from Mario Galaxy because it mostly was like his design is better. But when we had to watch some videos because we're not going to go through and play that just for the boss fight. And then I remembered Prince Picante, and design not as good, but he is more fun, and it's in an ice skating rink instead of just like lava hopping like King Caliente was. It's the same principle. They shoot fire, and sometimes there's a coconut or a watermelon, and you hit that back. And then
now you're on the ice.
But now you're on the ice. You're ice skating, and King Caliente. Prince Picante. He gets mad, and then he turns orange like his pops toward the end.
Doesn't he plop out like lava pools so it takes away the ice too?
Yeah, when his fireballs hit the ice, it's a lava pool temporarily.
And in addition to all of that, he also has the added rare bonus of a narrative reason to be pissed off at Mario because you stomped on his pops in the first Mario Galaxy. Now he's out to get his revenge.
And it was just a little more fun than lava hopping because you're just Mario ice skating around, getting around and whapping him in the head with his own watermelons. It's just like, I mean, you could stop spitting these out, but you're not gonna, and I win. And that's why Prince Picante... Oh, and he's in a tank. That's really cool. He's not just swimming. He's in a tank. It's awesome. Prince Picante... He's not
just swimming in lava. I mean, that's not as cool.
I love them both, and both their designs are great. Both their names are great, but this time the prince became the king.
And speaking of revenge, we're going to take it all the way back to the Game Boy with the original appearance of Wario. I don't remember exactly if they ever go into what the revenge was, but he wanted Mario's castle, he stole it for himself, put in a bunch of traps, and you have to fight your way to him. And then you finally get there, you realize, oh man, this guy's like twice my size, this is kind of scary.
Big.
And not only that, I could be wrong, but I think this is the first time that an enemy uses the powers that you get. Because you use the carrot to get the bunny power, he does too. And he can fly around and ground pound you, and you just gotta like try to figure out how to dodge your own attacks.
Really interesting in Super Mario Land 2. Like he gets the rabbit ears, he gets the fire feather, and like his fireballs are much bigger than Mario's. As, I guess it's based off your size, but Wario as a boss, like it's not super challenging, but it was very fun to go up against your own moveset.
And then it's also just funny when you beat him and he shrinks down, gets pissed off, kicks his shoe at you, and leaves.
That shows his nature pretty well.
And this was the first appearance of my favorite Mario character, so it's got to be like extra bonus points just for that. So
we said no Bowser on this list. But that does not include Mecha Bowser from Super Mario Sunshine, because we're here to talk about
Bowser Jr. would have been eligible as well. He just didn't make the cut.
And honestly, Bowser Jr. is piloting Mecha Bowser, so theoretically that's the fight.
I mean, it's a roller coaster fight. It's awesome.
Yeah. And this is the one I was alluding to earlier about the challenge. And it's not in the greatest way, because, like, it's hard due to the controls in some points, because like you don't know where you're aiming accurately with the rockets. Like Mario doesn't have a reticle for his jetpack aiming, so you just kind of have to assume while you're on this roller coaster that zip around Mecha Bowser, and then you like blast him in the mouth or you spray his fire or something. It's a really cool fight.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on. You have
to shoot him. I remember that. I don't know if it has to be specifically mouth or if it's just head.
I want to say he shoots fire and you can like block yourself by shooting water at him.
And then I know you shoot the rockets at him.
You shoot the rockets at him, and there's only a set amount of them in a set amount of time before you die. And that's where the challenge comes in. And it's a very fun boss fight, and the spectacle alone of it is enough to land it on this list. And we all enjoyed it so much that like fighting Bowser as a robot on a roller coaster with rockets, like the adjectives just keep piling up.
Speaking of boss fights with a lot of spectacle and questionable controls, we have King Fin, the undead Leviathan of Mario Galaxy. This one's awesome. Like, just look at this scary fish. It's awesome. It's kind of out of place, like, looks-wise, for a lot of other Mario bosses. Because it looks cartoony, but it's still like, this just big undead megalodon.
Yeah,
because normally the undead stuff is like a dry bones, like comical undead, and then there's this thing.
Yeah, and this is like a little comical, but it's a little scary. And you get on those shells, and you're driving around the shells, and you have to hit him in the face, I think. I don't quite remember, but
I think you have to hit him. He's got like these fracture points in all his bones. Yeah. Like, you have to hit the weak spots of him.
But you just gotta do that, and make sure you don't run out of breath. And, you know, that part got a little annoying. Like, just give me a scuba suit or something. Yeah. But, I mean, it was such a fun fight. And, like, water level boss fights are hard to pull off well. But getting the turtle shells really made it a lot easier because you're moving a hell of a lot faster. And that's what made it fun, is trying to get away and zip zoom around the shark on these turtle shells while you're also hitting him and destroying him bit by bit.
Plus, they learned from the Mecha Bowser fight, and now the turtle shells have this little like light that's in the middle of them, so you know where you're aiming them. Other than Reznor, everything I'm talking about is mechanical related in some way today. I don't know why.
Reznor might be. You don't know.
We get
the Ferris wheel's Mecha.
It is Mecha, yeah. But Mecha Wiggler from Super Mario Odyssey is our top 10 funnest boss that's not Bowser. The Mecha Wiggler is just insane. It's playing this crazy jazzy music in New Donk City.
It's raining.
And then there's this big ass, like, giant light bulb centipede going around. Like, I think he's like sucking the power out of the city or something. He is. Going crazy, shooting sparks everywhere.
Teleporting through his portals at you.
He opens up like a Stargate and just starts zip zooming all over the place, making train noises. And it's up to you to capture a tank, become a tank, and shoot his ass down off the side of the building. For a very non-conventional Mario game, like doing an even less conventional boss fight in that game, where you're not platforming like at all, it was a drastic change of pace, but we think it worked out best in the overall, like, in the long run. Like, that changed it up so much that everything stayed fresh that way. Like, you have this cool mechanized, like, caterpillar zooming all over the place, and then you have a shooter segment, and the bullets like have like drift and drop to them, so you can't be too far away, but you can't be too close. It was a lot of fun, a whole hell of a lot of fun. And that's why we put Mecha Wiggler so high. Because at the Bro Trio, the way we do this is we all come up with our own lists, and then we come up with the average of them. And we all love Mecha Wiggler. So he may not have topped our own individual lists, but him being so high in regard in all our hearts made him get to the number 1 Bro Trio spot. But that's been our top 10 most fun Mario bosses. Like, this was a list long in the making. Like, we made this list back in 2020, and we are just now filming it. So we have been wanting to do this list for quite a while.
2020?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm assuming, because if you go a few pages past, like, there's the Wii U video we never did, and then here's the 2020 games list. So, assumingly, this has been 2020. But that's been our list. It's been a fun ride holding on to this list for so long, but it's finally out there for y'all to see it and enjoy it. Most of all, for you to see some good Mario content on Mario Day. It's March 10th. Go out there, play your favorite Mario game.
Watch the Mario movie.
Watch the Mario movie. Tell us your favorite.
Both of them back to back. Compare them.
No, watch them both on two separate
They're kind
screens.
of the same movie.
Speaking of, you guys get ready because the 4K version is about to be out.
Oh boy.
The old one.
The classic, terrible movie. But, happy Mario Day. We'll catch y'all next time. Stay tuned to Bro Trio. And have a great Mario Day. Go play some games.
A quick aside. Nintendo, where in the is Mario Galaxy 2 on Switch? What are you doing? Come on.
At this point, it might be Switch 2 launch title.
Come on.